Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I was thinking of because we did Cas Maniam in class, right, doctor? And then I was intrigued by the sacred practices, and which I did for the video essay.
Video essay.
Yeah, and then I thought of like maybe comparing or looking at Islam in Malaysia, not necessarily Malaya back then, but maybe Malaysia. And then a few times I don't know, I feel like I should read I Am Muslim by Dina Zaman, since I like her writing her short stories. And then last week, if I'm not mistaken, Dr. Mel um exposed us to Will You Stay by Nur Hafsa Hamid. So I thought of like doing, would it be okay for me to do um, religion from perspective of women,
Yeah.
right?
But you're
Because
looking at intersectionality between gender, culture, and religion.
yes, I thought it would be too much or too little. I'm not sure yet because I haven't read both.
Mm.
Because I plan to read them starting this week or next week.
Good, good.
Because the book is available at Borders. So yeah. Um, so my question was is that lah, if it's too much or if it's not enough, and considering that Will You Stay is quite new, right, doctor? So yeah, for the
Which
literature
one?
review,
The text
we
is called Will You Stay?
yeah, I think it's new. If um I remember Dr. Mel showed us in one of her slides.
Okay.
So my I'm just scared that there wouldn't be enough literature review on it, like what scholars say about it, because I haven't did much research on it. I was
Mm.
just thinking of what to do.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, because I'm nervous.
But my advice would be number one,
Mm-hmm.
find the text, read the text,
Yes, okay.
and then ask yourself, does the text speak to me? The
Okay.
very much the way you looked at Manyam's The Return, and you saw something in the text that even
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Shan was saying, well, well done, Shah, because she
Mm-hmm.
even she acknowledged the fact that Saraswati, the figure, is
Uh-huh.
is an important. It foreshadows Ravi's coming journey,
Mm-hmm.
and how education is an important kind of theme in his life, right? So you will see something in the text that others may not see
Okay.
necessarily. That's the beauty of reader response, and you should not ignore that, right?
Okay.
That's the first. So I would say find the text, get the text, read the text,
Yep.
and as you read the text, put down your thoughts. Like, what are some ideas that come to mind? What ideas appear more prominent to you when you're reading this text, when you're reading this novel?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'll give you an example. I was reading this text by Ayat Akhtar, Homeland
Mm-hmm.
Elegies. This is for one of our master students writing his thesis on it. And I
Mm-hmm.
hated the novel. I just hated it. Oh my God. I used the word
Okay.
hate in a very,
Yeah, that's very strong.
very strong. And I finished the novel and I went to Google, I went to, what's the app?
Good read.
Goodread, went on Goodread to leave my review. And I noticed others were also giving very, very critical reviews about it.
May I know what's the title again, Doctor?
Homeland Elegies. Elegies by Ayat Akhtar. He writes
Ah,
superbly.
okay. Okay.
He's a
Got it.
Pulitzer Prize winner for his
Mm-hmm.
play. Okay, one of his first play, he won a Pulitzer for that. So he's a very well, he writes very well, but
Mm-hmm.
his story is basically showing a very ugly side of being Muslim in America. Minorities basically do not have a strong sense of faith, and if they do, they either die because they either die of like an ailment like cancer, or they join the fundamentalist track and they die there, right? So, but they're good Muslims. So the good Muslims tend to die, and the bad Muslims, embrace the American culture and still are not happy and still are not accepted. So they are constantly in that state of unhomeliness that Homi
Mm-hmm.
Baba talked about, you know. So I really didn't like the story, but in me not liking the story forces me to come up with a thesis.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there's two ways to approach this. You either find a story that you really like that speaks to you, right? And good luck, it's not that easy
Mm-hmm.
to find that, right?
Yeah.
Or like for instance, since you have a particular text, the text that you mentioned, Nur Hafsa Hamid's Will You Stay?
Mm-hmm.
You may read it, others may read it and say wonderful things about it. You
Mm-hmm.
may read it and you're like, I don't like the way XYZ happens. So what you don't like can be converted into a kind
Yes.
of a focus as well. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So do that first.
Okay.
That's the first. And then say you finish it by this weekend, you finish the novel. You bought the novel, you've read it. What else can I do mid semester break time? So I would say go online and start doing a Google search of the review on this book, what
Mm-hmm.
others are saying, how, again, good read would be a good source as well if it's if
Mm-hmm.
it's listed there.
Yes, exactly.
I find doing that allows me a kind of a more confident footing. Like what am I about to say, is this something shared by other people, or am I the only one saying this?
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to sometimes be the only one saying it, but then maybe you're reading it wrong. Maybe other people have read it and they've read it in a different way, right? So maybe
Yeah.
you've misread the text. So you want to kind of like check your own thoughts and your ideas, okay? And if possible, end with a kind of a statement that you want to kind of probe. So almost like you're doing a video essay assignment on the text that you have chosen, except you don't need to do a video essay assignment, right? So you're
Oh, okay.
preparing a literature review section of this of the chosen corpus. Another thing to do is say, because you said you're interested also in the return,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the way you approach, the way you read the return and how you saw these things, use the same methodology in reading Nur Hafsa Hamid's Will You Stay?
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to compare. That means
Mm-hmm.
as you read this text, you are having in your mind the intertextuality in your mind of looking at those kinds of symbols, right, that you saw in the return. That means you're using the lens of the way you read the return to read
In, yeah,
Nur Hafsa Hamid's Will You
will
Stay?
you stay? Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another thing to also consider is maybe as you read Nur Hafsa Hamid's Will You Stay, you hear echoes of another writer, right? Maybe the theme's the same, maybe the images, the portrayal is the same. So go read other people's opinion about that writer and how they have studied her or him.
Mm-hmm.
Use the same methodology to study the text that you have chosen.
Okay.
So that way you are not replicating other people's research and you will definitely say something original.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Does that
And
help?
thank you, doctor, because reading Maria, it reminded me of one Dina Zaman's short story, but the ending was obviously different. But the portrayal of this alluring woman kan in the village somewhere. Minus the imam, minus the second wife, first wife. Okay, but I thought of doing that. uh, I thought of comparing, but then, it might be too small a scope. I feel so. That's why I think I need to ask you. I need to ask you about the ones that I have. The other plan, the I am Muslim and versus, or side by side with Will You Stay,
Hmm.
and yeah. So that was my question.
Will
If
You Stay is a novel.
yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was. I only knew it because Dr. Mel mentioned it in class, or else I wouldn't know it. Because both of these, I see that they are written by obviously women, but they have difference in. If you Google I am Muslim by Dina Zaman, which I haven't read yet. It's like a selfish journey for faith. Um, but
It's
Will
got
You
four point.
Stay?
It's got 4.3 on Goodreads.
Yes, so
Will
we
you
should read
stay?
that.
Will you
Oh,
stay?
okay. Uh, Will You Stay is also a spiritual journey as well. So I want to see if it's comparable or if I have something to say about these two. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That's all, doctor. Thank you for helping me.
No problem.
I would read that along with Garden of Evening Mist because I haven't.
Okay. Oh, you will
Yeah.
enjoy that.
Yes.
I hope.
Okay.
I hope. I hope. All
Okay,
right.
doctor. Thank you so much, and please enjoy your cuti as well.
You too.
You you're very very busy. You need that. I see.